Hello,
Hi,
Kayla Lords,
John Brownstone.
Learning BDSM, where we help kinksters like you have happy, healthy power exchange relationships. Were we being silly and goofy as we tried to just record our intro?
Yeah.
Yes, thank God for editing. This is the unedited version. This is the one we let you see, so just imagine. This week, the question we're answering is from a submissive who's had their consent violated, their power exchange agreement violated, no longer trusts or feels real safe or good with their dominant, and they want to know how to overcome that lack of trust to sort of salvage the power exchange. This is going to be interesting, is all I'll have to say. Okay, let's get into the question. It is a long one, and it's worth knowing the whole backstory here. Here we go. My Dom and I are going to try to have a 24/7 agreement again after a tough 24 months. I, the sub little girl, was new to BDSM 2 years ago and came into contact with my daddy Dom via the internet. At the time, he was in a triad with 2 subs. I knowingly entered conversations to be a play partner in some scenes. Within 3 months, their 2+ year triad had dissolved in what appeared to be a non-amicable way. I then dated the Dom with consensual play, albeit to later learn that he was not honest about his sexual partners and activities at the time. This put my health at risk without me knowing this information, as I was unaware and therefore not using the correct protection. After a further 3 months, we decided together to become boyfriend-girlfriend and to draw up a DS agreement. Because I was new, I received help with this agreement from a longtime person involved in writing boundaries and agreements. My Dom and I spoke about this and shared a document to which we both agreed. The agreements were not extensively limiting, according to the person who was helping me. I really believe in authenticity, but also believe in honesty with the person you are with so as not to hurt them unnecessarily with lying and deception. Fast forward to 18 months later, and to summarize to avoid a long question, my Dom broke the 3 key areas of the agreements, including meeting a woman alone in a hotel room and playing with her within 2 weeks of our agreement. Subsequently, my Dom broke 2 other agreements. I did not find out about the initial agreement violation until 18 months after it took place. After 2 years, he began to take accountability for the actions and provided me a space to experience the grief associated with this. He subsequently dumped me via text with no contact after 2 months of finally giving me that space because he found it exhausting to be with me, and then within 3 days took on a new submissive, slept with her, and took her out for scenes. Since starting our relationship, I moved more than 50% of my life to his city and took a full-time job in the city. I do still travel back and forth to my original home, but I have additional personal and family commitments that prevent me from being 100% in the same city as him. I do, however, spend all available time in his city to live the 24/7 dynamic. I fell for him and he had indicated he loved me too. He seemed to change after disclosing the deceptions, but I was not able to handle it very well despite a lot of counseling and even medication. Now that I'm on the other end of it, I did reach out to him again because we both have changed through this process. He seems to have truly learned why the 4 pillars of BDSM are imperative. He feels remorse for his actions and he has made some major changes. I want to be with him and for things to be back to what it was like essentially before I knew about the agreement and consent violations. My overall question is how to get back to that again. I know it's trust building and I know that's foundation relationship stuff. However, we are very out of the groove. He has trepidation to mess up as a Dom, and I have trepidation that he will break our agreement again and or dump me when things are tough. I still have feelings about being replaced so quickly. I also have some major body issues as a result of the 2 years, too long to go over here, and that is making our scenes hard. I feel so ugly inside and out, and that I will never be enough for him. I find myself unable to fully give my heart and my mind to him. I am struggling with believing in him again. He used to be so big to me and like he could do no wrong. I understand that part of that is my inexperience, but even in my vanilla relationships, I believe in sharing your innermost parts with your partner. Do you think that some things are just too hard to come back from in BDSM? I would like any advice you can give, including steps/actions I can take as a sub to help make this better. Before I saw your face as I was reading, before we get into it, and I'm going to definitely let you have your say, I am so tired of the wronged partner coming in with the question going, how do I make this guy's fuck up better?
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you got to say.
You know what? there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. I'm going to say it one more time. There's nothing you can do. It's on him.
Completely 100%.
Completely 100% on him to prove his trust. Okay? Nothing that you can do or say or make this any better. It's all on him. Total honesty, after hearing this, and Kayla read me a little bit of this the other day, but yeah, as she said, part of my face, because she did not read me the whole thing.
I had to leave something for
All
the
right.
camera and
Right.
the podcast.
So, what's that thing? The long and short of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. The short of it is there's nothing you can do. The onus is completely and totally on him to prove himself. The other thing I would say, after hearing all the things that this person did after 2 years, in a 2-year process, run. Don't walk. Run. Do not walk. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Not good. Not good at all.
No, and I agree completely with what you're saying. When it comes to trust has been broken by a partner and we're trying to salvage things, the person who has to do the work is the person who broke the trust.
Right.
They have to prove to you over however long it takes you that they are trustworthy again. That being said, why? That's the question I have for this submissive and anybody who finds themselves in a situation like this. Why do you want this raggedy person back so bad? Mm-hmm. Okay? Nothing you described in the bad action sounds like a responsible, ethical, caring, relatively healthy dom. And quite frankly, the fact that you went 18 months before finding something out over the course of 2 years, and then a little bit later after things had, you'd found out, and then there's I got broken up with over text because I was exhausting. This person has done almost everything in whatever sick, twisted book they got out there, like down the checklist of how can I make my partner feel small and worthless.
Yeah.
And I want for you and for everybody out there to be with a partner who fucking deserves you.
Yeah.
Okay. The key words here, there are so many things, but the key ones of I want to know why you went back is I still have feelings about being replaced so quickly. Mm-hmm. I have major body issues and I feel ugly inside and out.
As a result of the 2 years.
Right. Some of that, having our body issues and how we feel about ourselves is on us, but also you feel this way because this person made you feel this way.
Right.
They did the things that ate away at your self-esteem and your sense of self-worth. They don't deserve you. I don't care how they say they have learned. I don't care how they say they are better and they better be trepidatious about this because they've already proven that they know how to fuck up left, right, and center.
Mm-hmm. And you have every right to be trepidatious about it too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I'm hot and sweaty.
Yeah, you are.
And here's the thing. I usually, when we get something, maybe not quite like this, but we get somebody who's like, hey, we've had it rough. We're trying to work it out. I'm going to come to you and go, okay, talk about these things. You got to have the hard conversations, start small. No. Everything is on him and he doesn't deserve the chance.
And the only thing I would say, maybe couples counseling. Maybe.
And still, it is very easy especially these days when therapy speak and the language of therapy and the ideas of therapy are much more accessible to people thanks to social media. Mm-hmm. It is very easy for a manipulative person to use the language of therapy to say the right things. Yeah. And I know I got trust issues, but this is not a person who would get my trust. I might personally forgive later. I might certainly would hope I moved on. I might one day in the future be able to be in the same room with that person, but what have they done to prove that they deserve something as important and meaningful and vulnerable and intimate as your submission?
Yeah.
Your submission is worth more than that. Every time.
One of the keys that you need to think about here is in what you wrote us. I find myself unable to fully give my heart and my mind. If you are feeling that you cannot give that to this person, there's a reason for it inside that you maybe subconsciously know, okay, what is really going on here.
Let's give it to you another way. If you're still like, I wish they'd just stop yelling at me and answer my question. Okay, if your friend, an acquaintance, if a person you barely like told you everything you've just listed out here, went through everything that you know that you went through that you didn't even put here, what would you tell somebody who's not you to do? I'm willing to bet most of us, we will go through a bit of personal hell for ourselves, but for our bestie, for somebody we care about, for just another human being we wouldn't want to see miserable anywhere, we would tell them, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Move on, go. And when I don't want to say move on cheaply. There is a grieving process. There is a coming to terms with and dealing with the damage done, the way your trust was violated, the things you've had to go through with, what was it up here? The being sexual with another partner without protection and then not telling you. That alone, that's like,
yeah.
I know it took a while to find out, but that's another thing. That tells me, however you found out, and I don't care if it came from that person himself, he was perfectly willing to let you go all that time without knowing. I mean, you are worth more than what this person has given you over the past 2 or 3 years. I don't care how much he's learned and is ready to redeem himself. He gets to go redeem himself with somebody else. He gets to go prove he can do it better with somebody else. You deserve more. Everybody in this situation like this where, for all the mistakes we will all make as individuals within a relationship, the things we should have said, the way we could have done it better, maybe the things we did when we were angry and hurt that weren't our best selves. Yeah. All of these things, all the lies, all the trust violations, all the just telling you, ghosting you, breaking up with you over text, telling you that you were exhausting. No, what you were doing is he was feeling guilty and he was tired of feeling guilty. So what happens in 6 months when you're still grappling with all of this on your own, okay, and he feels guilty again? He's already got a track record. Forgiveness is fine if you want to give it, if that feels right for you.
Everybody makes mistakes.
But you don't have to forgive the person and still look them in the eye every day and wonder what they really think of you and what they're doing that they're not telling you.
Right.
You deserve more. You deserve better.
Like I just said, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's immune from it. I make mistakes.
Sure.
Okay? But what I do my best not to do is to do things repeatedly over and over and over again.
Right. And I get it. You moved half your life to be with him, to have this power exchange and this life that you wanted. And that's a huge commitment. There's a lot of time and effort and money that go into that. And it is very easy to go, well, I've already put in all this effort, so it's then, air quote, wasted if I don't see it through. No, the fuck it's not. Nothing has been wasted, okay? It happened. You did it. Maybe you found some good in that town, in that area where you've moved part of your life. Maybe there's a thriving community you like to be with, so you don't have to give up everything. But it's not a waste to go, I'm cutting my losses now, and I'm going to go do something else.
Right.
Either by yourself, or maybe if you feel up for it, maybe seeking out a play partner, another partner, somebody. But this, and see, here's the thing. The telling thing to me is after all of this, everything you went through, including the stuff you did not include, you're the one going, what do I do to make it better? I want to know where his email is going, what the hell do I do to make it better?
What can I do to fix this? Yeah.
Because here you are still trying to fix this for him. Okay? This air quote Dom, and at this point, until he gets his shit together and can actually go be a decent Dom to somebody, in my eyes, he's one of those air quote ones. It's not that he's not real, it's that he's shitty. He's the kind of Dom that's in it for what he can get and what he wants, and he's not worried about what you want. Because if he was worried about what you want, you wouldn't be questioning what you're supposed to be doing. He would be bending over fucking backwards.
Yeah.
And even then, I would tell you, does he really deserve it? I don't think so. No, that's not an answer we usually give. We do not usually tell somebody to get the hell out of there. but this is one of those times. You haven't listed a single redeeming thing about this person. So why aren't you worth as much as you would want for your friends, for family members, for a rando you met on the street? Yeah. You would want better for them than you have received. You are worth that.
Do not forget your worth.
No.
Okay?
No. This person, not the only fucking dom.
Right.
The way you felt, and hell, the way you feel now, it's real. It's valid. But he is not the only one who can ever make you feel the way you want to feel. No. He's not the end all be all. Clearly, he's, out there just shopping around for however many subs he can get at a time. Yeah. He's not worried about you being his end all be all.
And Lola agrees. You hear her over there gnashing her teeth and rolling around?
Right. You had to do that because I was about to blow my top and steam's about to come out of my ears. I know. So, I'm hot and sweaty now. All to tell you, this person doesn't fucking deserve you. No. It is not your job to fix a damn thing. Nope. If you're willing to keep moving forward, and that is your right, your choice, your decision, he has to do the work.
Yes.
And he has to bend over backwards to make this work for you. And he has to do whatever is necessary to help you get the worst part of that out of your head and to believe him when he says something. But I don't think he's worth it. No. And you can do, I promise you can do better, and you deserve more than you're getting.
Yeah. Okay. Blood pressure down?
Yeah, thank God I took my blood pressure meds today. Thank God I got short hair because it would be sweaty right now.
Good thing I turned the AC down,
Lord.
Woo.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all, that one came through the inbox. I knew I would be ranting. I knew because I got mad every time I read it. So, if you have been through some version of this on either side of it, and you have got some hard-won lessons that you would like to share, feel free to leave those in the comments below. This is not the first time I've ever heard of anything like this. It won't be the last time we've ever heard of anything like this. This is ridiculously common. And quite frankly, I am tired of the partner who is the wronged one putting in all of the effort and work. Yeah. And if I could get any message out there to, I don't care what flavor your relationship is, it would be that. Okay. So yes, please feel free to share your thoughts, your experiences, your own life lessons down in the comments. If you have your own question, we have a link down below where you can submit your question, and maybe it makes me blow my top. Maybe we're calmer and more professional and give actual advice. I don't know. If you enjoyed this, we love a thumbs up. If you like it enough to want to come back for more, please consider subscribing.
And go ahead and ring that notification bell to get updated new content.
And while you're doing that, you can sing in your head like I do. Ring that bell every time. Always in my head. If you like what we do, want to help us do more of it, and get extra content like an extra live stream, an extra video, and access to our Discord server, you can join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Kayla Lords. That's patreon.com/Kayla Lords, or the link is down below. Kayla Lords. Now, is that how we start? No, I say hello.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's try that again. Oh, here comes the rain. Again. Falling on my head like a memory. That's what editing's for.